Standard 12 Computer Studies, and it is for science and commerce stream students. Right, so let's start our Standard 12 Computer Studies. For all computer related updates, please visit my website. The website is computerstudies.wordpress.com, and this is my channel. Computer Studies theory as well as practical related videos and different types of updates, computer related updates are available in my YouTube channel. That is youtube.com/c/Kedar. In this session, we discuss chapter number 10. It is exception handling in Java programming. And so it is 6 marks chapter, and 6 marks multiple choice questions comes in the board exam, and 5 marks practical. So let's start chapter number 10. So in this chapter, what is in this chapter? I will give you summary of this chapter. First, in this chapter is the deal with techniques to handle different types of exceptions in Java programming. Right, so the program can catch exceptions by using the combination of the different types of blocks. The significance of try, catch, and finally blocks can be understood from this chapter. Right, so these exceptions are used by Java programmer for the different debugging purpose. And this chapter also briefly explained and the technique to define the use own type of exceptions. And learning this, the user can create custom exceptions and which are based on a specific type of application. Right? And the different advantages also there. So also advantages of the exception handling are clearly explained in this chapter. Right? So this is the summary of this chapter. Right? We learn detail. So first question comes in our mind, that is exception. So exception, it is usually understood that the compiled program is error free and will always execute successfully. So when you design a program, right, so after that write a source code, you have to compile the program by using the Java development kit. I have already created how to install JDK and how to install Skype text editor in Windows operating system. So please visit that video and you install Skype as well as how to install Java development kit is also available in my videos. So please check that video, right? And link is given in the description box. Okay, then, but in the few cases, the program can terminate while it's executing. For example, if the program is written in such way that it connects to a particular website and download the web pages, it will do so under normal circumstances. When you write, if the internet connection is available, then you can visit that website easily and you get the different types of informations by using that web browser. But if the program is executed in the computer where there is no internet connection, then the program will produce unexpected output like this. You will just click on web browser, is Google Chrome, and then write gsep.org. Right? So there is no internet connection. That's why it will display this message. So unexpected output it is displayed in the screen. Right? Similarly, when the user is dealing with different files, the program tries to modify a read-only file, or it tries to open a file that does not exist in the computer system. In such cases are known as exceptions in the Java programming. Right? So definition is an exception. It is an indication of a problem that occurs during the program execution. In short, it is the indication of the problem that there is some queries or the problem is there in that particular Java program. So an exception usually signals an error. Okay, types of exceptions. In the Java, all kinds of error conditions are called exceptions. And errors can be broadly classified into these two categories. The first one is compile time error, and second one is runtime errors. So let's learn one by one. That category is the first one. It is compile time errors. As a compiler, it is used to convert the source code into object code. This is the use of compiler. Right? When you write source code in the site text editor, after that you have to compile that program, and compiler compiles it and convert it to the source code into object code. Right? So if there is a syntax error in the program, then a compilation error it is displayed, and the dot class file it is not created. Not spelling is wrong, don't worry. And this not generated class file. It is not generated by a Java program. But when you give a file name, when you write a source code of Java programming, right? Generally file name dot Java. It is your class name dot Java. It is the file. Right after that, when you compile it, there is syntax error in the program. It will not generate a class file. Right? For example. Examples of the some common syntax error are missing like the semicolons, use of undeclared variables, wrong spellings of identifier or keywords, and mismatch of different brackets. Right? So these are the different syntax errors displayed by a compiler. This one example is given here. That is error demo.java. Right? File class name, curly bracket, public static void main, string argument. This is the method you write after this start curly bracket, and write system.out.println, and within double quotation marks you write hello world. You will not write a semicolon here, and we close the bracket and we close the main bracket. Right? And when you compile it, right, it will display error demo.java. It is your file name, and 5 it is line number 5. Right? In the line number 5, compiler display this error message that is semicolon expected. Right? One error is display and exit code is 1. Then if it will display exit code 0 means your file is successfully compiled. But here it is error. Right? And what is error? It is this semicolon expected. Right? So in this above code, the compiler generates a compile time errors because the semicolon is missing, means the syntax error in the line number 5. After that, second error type in the Java programming, it is a runtime error. Hence, it is difficult to find runtime errors for the programmer. Its syntax error is very easy. It will display by the compiler and the programmer easily identify and easily solve this type of errors. But runtime errors are somehow difficult to solve it by programmer. Okay, if there is no syntax error in the source code, then the program will compile successfully. Then it will get a class file. And however, it does not guarantee that the program will execute as per the expectation. Right? For example, will compile but will terminate abruptly, right? Abnormally. About runtime error, this is one program, runtime error demo.java. One program is given, it will display runtime error. When you compile, it will display exit 4.0. One program is given, right? Import the java.language.string class runtime error demo. This is our file name.java. Okay, then we write method. After that, we write a string city Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Rajkot, and Surat. Right, and then we write this code in the Sky text editor. When you compile it, there is no syntax error, right? Or no compile time error is there. Right? So it will not display any syntax error, right? So it will display exit code 0. But when you run it, right, by using the F5 key available in that Sky text editor, it is a shortcut key to create and run the Java program. Okay, and statement to be executed before displaying the fifth element, right? And exceptions in the thread main java.language.arrayIndex out of bound exception, right? So this is the runtime error, display array index out of bound exceptions in the code, right? And it will display exit code 1, means the compilation is successfully compiled, but it will not run it. Right? So explanation is given here in this point. The program shows the compile as there is no syntax error in it. In the program there is an array name is CTBs, right? And that contains name of the 4 different cities, right? Ahmedabad, Vadodara, Rajkot, and Surat. In the line number 40, the program displays the content of the element of city list array, and that does not exist, right? So the execution will generate during the runtime, and output contains this phrase, that is array index out of bound exception, right? So that indicates that the type of exceptions occurs while executing your program, right? So these are some list of widely observed exceptions in the Java programming, right? And exception classes are given, conditions resulting in the exceptions, and this is the example. Okay, what is the first one? It is array index out of bound exceptions, means condition resulting in exceptions. It is an exception except to access the array elements with an index value that is outside the range of that array. Right, so here integer a in square bracket means it is one dimensional array is equal to new space integer 4 and a 13, right, is equal to 99. This is the example. After that, second one, it is arithmetic exception. So what is in the arithmetic exceptions? An attempt to divide by any number by using 0, right? Integer space a is equal to 50 divided by 0. Next, file not found exception. An attempt to access non-existing file in your system and you access it, then it will display this exception, right, in your Java program. After the null pointer exceptions, an attempt to use a null in a case where an object is required. String s is equal to null, right? And system.out.println and s length. So it will display null pointer exceptions. Next one, it is number format exception. This is the next exception class. An attempt to convert the strings to number type. It will attempt to convert the string into the number type. Then it will display this type of exception. Okay. And the string s is equal to xyz and integer space I is equal to integer dot first integer s. Okay, so it will display this number format exception. Okay, next one, it is a printer input output exception. Right? An input output error has occurred while printing. Next one, it is exception handling. An exception is an error conditions. Exceptions handling is an object-oriented technique for managing errors. While performing exceptions handling, one has to try to ensure that the program does not terminate abruptly or nor does it generate unexpected output. Java uses keywords like the try, catch, and finally to write an exception handler.